Hi, my name is Cyrus with the Home Brew Center, and today we are going to be going over the Wine Made Easy kit. This kit and recipe is designed to be super simple so that after watching this video, you can go home with the kit in your kitchen and feel confident that you can make a good gallon of wine. So let's get started by just pulling all of the equipment out of the kit. Everything you need as far as equipment is in here. So to make the wine itself, you will, once the wine is finished and ready to bottle, you will need some bottles, but aside from that, everything is here. So we have the first packet, which includes all of your dry ingredients like your yeast and your pectic enzymes. It also has the airlock and cap and sanitizer and clearing agents. Airlock and stopper, your dry ingredients, your clearing agents to clear the wine when it's finished, and your sanitizer to make sure you don't have any bad bacteria in your wine. Also included is the auto siphon. This is for racking the wine off of the sediment so that you have a nice clear product. You have the recipe instruction sheet step by step for this particular recipe. This is your 1 gallon carboy, which is what you'll use to mix everything up in, and your tubing, and a bottle filler. Now for this recipe, all you'll need to pick up are 3 tubs of grape concentrate from your grocery store and a gallon of spring water. You want to make sure these are thawed out so that you can pour them easily. So you want to make sure you sanitize all your equipment. The kit comes with Star San 15 milliliters, which makes up 2.5 to 3 gallons of sanitizer. Just get a 5-gallon bucket, 2.5 3 gallons of water, put your 15 milliliters of Star San in there, mix it up, and you will just dip all of your equipment in the sanitizer to sanitize it. You don't have to rinse it. It'll have suds and everything on it. It won't affect your fermentation, won't affect flavor, smell, or anything. You don't even have to worry about it. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is dump in all of our grape concentrate. You'll notice it's really syrupy because they add a lot of sugar because it is a concentrate, which is why we don't have to add any sugar to this recipe, just the concentrate and some water. And then we're just gonna top it off with water. And on your 1 gallon fermenter jug, there's lettering that says 1 gallon. We're gonna fill the water up to that level because we wanna leave a little bit of headspace because this is gonna foam up during fermentation and it's gonna fill the top of the fermenter with foam. Just like that. Again, sanitize everything that is going to touch our wine. And we're just going to kind of shake this up just to get it homogenized, the water and the grape concentrate. So now we're going to put our dry ingredients in. We've got the pectic enzyme and the yeast and yeast nutrients. Once again, we'll put our cap on, give it a little shake. We don't have to dissolve those dry ingredients in. All we have to do is make sure they all get wet. The airlock, we're gonna get some of that sanitizer. We're gonna put water in there that fills to this level right here on the airlock. Then we're gonna put that on. And that's it. We have made our must, which is what this is called, And now all we're gonna do is set this aside in room temperature. You don't want it to get really cold. You don't want it to get really hot, just somewhere in your house on a countertop or in a closet. And this is gonna take about 2 weeks to ferment. And then once that is done, represents that. It got foamy. You can see just kind of this crusty part around the edge here. Totally fine, doesn't hurt anything. This fermentation is complete, so it's time to rack it from this bottle into another bottle. Now the kit only comes with 1 bottle, but of course we sell more bottles at the store. But what I tell the beginners is just save your water bottle, rack it over into that, clean your glass bottle, put it back if you only have 1 bottle, not a problem. And as far as the racking, we have to set this bottle up higher because gravity is gonna do the work for us. So I'm gonna set this bottle up on my 5-gallon bucket, and I'm going to take the auto siphon that came with the kit, and it comes with 2 parts. Of course, it needs to be sanitized also. You attach your tubing to the racking cane, and it just slips on kind of firmly. And then this slides inside. And now we're gonna rack into another bottle. And you want to do this gently because there is sediment on the bottom of the bottle. So I gently set it down there to not stir it up. I'm gonna hold it firm with my left hand, and with my right hand, I'm just gonna pump this racking cane. And then once I get it going, gravity will take over, and it's just gonna remove the liquid from this bottle and put it in this bottle. And I'll keep an eye on it because once it gets down to the bottom, you'll notice I put this racking cane in at an angle. It's against the bottom and the side at the same time, so that when it gets lower, I can gently tilt it over to keep the liquid level high to get as much out as I can. Now I will start to gently tilt it because still I don't want to disturb the sediment on the bottom, which we call the lees. And then that's it. And you can see the bottom has the lees on it. We don't want that in the wine itself. That's just a dead yeast colony. Now we're gonna put the airlock back on and let it set for a week. The fermentation is done. It's unlikely that anything, that this is gonna bubble or anything like that, but we still wanna make sure no bacteria is getting back in. So we're just gonna let this sit for another week or so and let it clear up even more sediment will fall to the bottom, and then we will rack it again. So just to recap, we took the grape concentrate, we put it in a jar, we mixed up our must with the water, we put in the dry ingredients, shook it up, put our airlock on, and then we let that set for a couple of weeks, and then we racked it off into another sanitized jug. We're gonna let that set again for another week or 2 to clear out even more, and there'll be another sediment layer down on the bottom. And then that leads us into the next step. And so it has sat for another couple of weeks. Now we're gonna clarify it. This is a 2-part clarifier. Part A and Part B. How this works is this is a negatively charged liquid, and when we put it in, it's going to attract all the positively charged particles in the must to itself, making it heavier and falling to the bottom. And we will put everything that's in this Part A in here. We'll shake it up a little bit. Just kind of give it a nice little swirl. We're gonna let that sit now for 2 hours before we add Part B. The reason for this is if we add Part A and Part B together, one's negatively charged, one's positively charged, they're just gonna attract each other, and they're not gonna grab all of our sediment out of our wine and drop it to the bottom like we want it to. So with the power of editing, we have skipped the 2 hours, and it's only been just a few seconds for you, but now we're gonna add in the Part B. Again, we're gonna put our cap on, give it a little swirl. We'll set this aside now for 48 hours, and then we will be on our last step. Now, after this has set for 48 hours, we're ready to bottle. Your wine should be nice and pretty and clear. Again, we're gonna use our auto siphon racking cane, and we're gonna use our bottle filler. Set this up again so that gravity can do its work. This is your bottle filler. It has a valve on the bottom that opens and closes so that when I set this down in the bottle and push it down, it allows the wine to go through. As soon as I lift it up, it stops. That way I'm not making a mess when I'm switching bottle to bottle. And of course, it needs to be sanitized. And at this point, you're going to need bottles for a gallon of wine. 4 standard size 750 milliliter wine bottles is what you'll need. You'll need some corks and a corker. And we also have this beginner's bottling kit, which comes with everything you're gonna need. So we've got 8 corks for 4 bottles so that you can fill them twice. There's also a potassium metabisulfite tablet in there, which I'll show you what that's for in just a second. Also comes with a hand corker, what's called a piston corker, which is how we will get the corks into the bottles. And then 4 bottles. And of course, I'm gonna sanitize these bottles just like I've sanitized everything else. Now we're gonna open up the corks and we're gonna get 4 of them out. This metabisulfite tablet that's in here is to treat the corks before we put them in the bottle, because we also do not want to transfer any contaminants that might be on the cork into the bottle when we cork it. So you can see I've got just a couple of cups of water here, and all I have to do is crush this tablet up. They're soft, and just kind of crush it up with my fingers into the water and stir it up a little bit. And that's all that's necessary. Now we will kind of set this aside and go ahead and fill the bottles. Again, your equipment needs to be sanitized, so this has all been sanitized. And I'm gonna put the bottle filler in the other end of the tubing. And because I am working by myself, this is spring loaded. I'm gonna remove the spring just because it's easier for one person. If you have 2 people, you can leave the spring in. Put this end in the bottle. There will be sediment on the bottom, and I want to not disturb it. So as you can see, the reason why I took the spring out is so that I don't have to push this down with any pressure, because I only have 2 hands. I have to hold my auto siphon still with my left hand and pump with my right hand to get it going. And then once it gets going, gravity will take over. And I'm going to fill this bottle all the way up with the racking cane in. And when I remove the bottle filler, the level will drop back down to the neck of the bottle, which is where you want it so that the cork can fit in. And I think there's going to be slightly more than 4 bottles. So, of course, I'll get a couple of glasses out. Set the glasses aside so we can go ahead and cork these. We've got our water with the metabisulfite tablet in it. And all we got to do is kind of roll that cork around in there. Pull the piston up, set the cork in place. And this is a hammering action, and it's going to take 3 or 4 really hard hits. Now, you can upgrade to a 2-lever corker machine. It's a lot easier, but this comes with the kit. And of course, you have to taste it. Very good dry wine. Now, if you want to make a sweet wine, there are a couple of other steps that I will have some other videos for you to do that. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy the Wine Made Easy kit, and happy winemaking.